On July 1st, 2017, the Huayang Endeavour and the Seafrontier were transiting the vessel traffic separation scheme in the Dover Strait. Both were headed southwest. The Seafrontier had reduced her speed to provide clearance for vessel traffic in front of her, while the Huayang Endeavour had requested permission to overtake on the starboard side. The Seafrontier's master was on the bridge and had approved the maneuver. However, he did state that he would be unable to alter his course much to allow for additional clearance room. After informing the Huayang Endeavour that it was their responsibility to keep clear during overtaking maneuvers, the Huayang continued their approach. The Seafrontier then maneuvered to port to make a turn to further increase their sea room with the vessel ahead. When they visually checked their stern, they noticed that the Huayang Endeavour was closing in fast on their port side. Welcome to episode 11. Today we'll be continuing on with section 2, conduct of vessels in sight of one another. Let's taking a look at rule 13, which is the overtaking rules. In the overtaking rules, for international and inland, section A is going to be different, but then B, C, and D will be identical. So rule 13, overtaking, international, A. Notwithstanding anything contained in the rules of Part B, sections 1 and 2, any vessel overtaking any other shall keep out of the way of the vessel being overtaken. Part A for inland. Notwithstanding anything contained in rules 4 through 18, any vessel overtaking any other shall keep out of the way of the vessel being overtaken. Now, both international and inland. B. A vessel shall be deemed to be overtaken when coming up with another vessel from a direction more than 22.5 degrees abaft her beam. That is, in such a position with reference to the vessel she is overtaking, that at night she would be able to see only the stern light of that vessel, but neither of her side lights. C. When a vessel is in any doubt as to whether she is overtaking another, she shall assume that this is the case and act accordingly. D. Any subsequent alteration of the bearing between the two vessels shall not make the overtaking vessel a crossing vessel within the meaning of these rules, or relieve her of the duty of keeping clear of the overtaken vessel until she is finally passed and clear. So when it comes to the whistle signals that are associated with this rule, we look back at, for the international side, we look back at overtaking in a narrow channel or a fairway, because that's when you're going to actually initiate whistle signals. On the inland side, you're going to do it when in sight. So we're going to look at Rule 34, and for both inland and international, it'll be Rule 34C. So for your whistle signals from Rule 34C, international, when in sight of one another in a narrow channel or fairway. Part 1. A vessel intending to overtake another shall, in compliance with Rule 9E1, indicate her intention by following signals on her whistle. 2 prolonged blasts, followed by 1 short, to mean I intend to overtake you on your starboard side. 2 prolonged, followed by 2 short, to mean I intend to overtake you on your port side. Part 2. The vessel about to be overtaken, when acting in accordance with the rule, shall indicate her agreement by the following signal on her whistle. 1 prolonged, 1 short, 1 prolonged, and 1 short, in that order. Now for inland, it's when in sight of one another, and that's going to be part C1. A power-driven vessel intending to overtake another power-driven vessel shall indicate her intention by the following signals on her whistle. 1 short blast to mean I intend to overtake you on your starboard side. 2 short blasts to mean I intend to overtake you on your port side. 2. The power-driven vessel about to be overtaken, if in agreement, sound a similar sound signal. If in doubt, she shall sound the danger signal prescribed in paragraph D, which is 5 or more short blasts. So in the incident between the Huayang Endeavour and the Seafrontier, there were several critical errors. Despite alerting the Huayang Endeavour that there was an insufficient sea room to overtake safely, the Seafrontier did not follow up before making their turn to provide more space between them and the vessel in front of them. Additionally, the Huayang Endeavour, despite intending to overtake on the starboard side, wound up assuming that they were going to overtake on the port side. And so that confusion, in conjunction with the failure to adhere to the rules, led to this collision. Luckily, the damage was very minor, and there was no spill. However, results could have been very catastrophic, especially happening in one of the busier shipping lanes in the world. So when we participate in meeting situations, depending on the vessel size and topographical layout of the floor below, vessels will interact with each other, causing cushions and suctions that can speed up or slow down the vessels that are involved in the maneuver. Now, in overtaking situations, both vessels will initially slow down as the giveaway vessel approaches, provided they're close enough. When the giveaway vessel is almost clear, the stand-on vessel usually winds up being caught in the suction and winds up being in lockstep with the giveaway vessel, the overtaking vessel. So in order to counteract this, there's two methods. One's preferred, one is not as preferred. The preferred method, of course, is to get the vessel that is being overtaken to reduce their speed. Sometimes this is just the ability to throttle back just a little bit is enough to do it, but sometimes they actually need to put their engines in reverse and give it a good hard romp, and it will break that suction. The other method, and this one is a little less preferred, is the vessel that's overtaking would actually alter their course and give a hard swing the same side that the vessel they've overtaken is on. So if they're on the starboard side, they give a quick swing to starboard, pop that suction, and immediately get back on course. So our question of the week. Last week's question and answer, both international and inland. What lights may be displayed by a vessel at anchor that is less than 50 meters in length? The answer is one all-around white light. This week's winners are Captain Mike McPartland and Felipe Ferreira. Gentlemen, thank you for participating and providing your answers. This week's question, both international and inland. What does the day shape of a triangle with the apex pointed downward mean? Please include your answers in the comments below. Next week, we'll take a look at Rule 14, head-on situations. As merchant mariners, we're one of the most vital components of our nation and the world's infrastructure. Our sacrifices often go unrecognized by those who rely on the goods that we transport day in and day out. Right now, there's a very hard times to be away from our friends and family. Being uncertain of what will happen next, not only with the global economy, but also with the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Thank you all for being there and being ready to answer the call. If you happen to know of anyone that may benefit from or be interested in these segments, please share it with them. And please, as always, remember to click like, subscribe, and stay safe out there, everyone. Have a great week.